Your cat loves bringing you gifts. The trouble is, those gifts are often suffering from a severe deficiency of life. Maybe you've come home to find a dead pigeon on the carpet, a mouse in the kitchen, or worse, half a mouse. One time, my cat brought in a bat. It was still alive, and let's just say it seemed deeply unhappy about the situation. But why do they do it? You've probably heard the most common explanation: it's a gift. A furry little present from your beloved companion. But is that actually true? Or is the real answer a little more complicated and a lot more insulting? Because according to some experts, your cat may not be rewarding you at all. They may be trying to help you. Which sounds nice until you realize why they think you need help in the first place. Let's dive in. So let's start with the explanation you've probably heard before. According to one popular theory, your cat brings you dead animals because they think you're terrible at hunting. And surprisingly, that idea isn't completely ridiculous. In the wild, mother cats don't simply feed their kittens, they teach them how to hunt. At first, they bring back dead prey. Later, they bring back injured prey. Eventually, they may even bring back live prey, giving their kittens a chance to practice the skills they'll need to survive on their own. It's basically cat school, a slightly disturbing school where the homework occasionally squeaks. The theory goes that if your cat sees you as part of their family, some of those instincts can get pointed in your direction too. So when your cat proudly drops a dead mouse on your carpet, they may not be giving you a gift at all. They may be trying to educate you. From your cat's perspective, the evidence is pretty compelling. You've never caught a mouse, you've never caught a pigeon, you've never successfully hunted anything larger than a discounted pizza. As far as your cat can tell, you're completely dependent on mysterious food deliveries and a glowing box in the kitchen. Honestly, it's a miracle you've survived this long. So case closed, right? Your cat thinks you're incompetent. Well, not quite. Because while this explanation is popular, it doesn't actually explain everything. For starters, why do some cats bring their prey home and then completely ignore it? And why do some cats bring back animals when there's nobody around to see their impressive work? It turns out there may be more going on here than a simple hunting lesson. One clue comes from where your cat leaves their catches. Think about it. If your cat simply wanted to show off their hunting skills, why bring the mouse all the way back to your house? Why not leave it where they caught it? The answer may be surprisingly simple. Your cat doesn't see your house the way you do. To you, it's a home. To your cat, it's headquarters. A secure base of operations, a heavily fortified military installation complete with food, water, comfortable sleeping quarters, and a surprisingly unreliable human assistant. Many wildcats don't eat their prey exactly where they catch it. That can be risky. Other predators might steal it. Other animals might interfere. Bringing food back to a safe location can be a smart survival strategy, and for your cat, nowhere is safer than home. This helps explain something the hunting lesson theory struggles with. Some cats bring prey home even when nobody is around. No audience, no student, no grateful recipient. Just a dead mouse deposited in the hallway like an extremely unpleasant parcel. That behavior starts to make a lot more sense if your cat simply sees your home as the safest place to bring valuable resources. Of course, there's still one problem with this explanation. If your cat is bringing food home, why don't they always eat it? Why leave it on the carpet? Why leave it on your bed? And perhaps most importantly, why leave it where you're almost guaranteed to step on it barefoot at 2 o'clock in the morning? To answer that, we need to consider another possibility. What if your cat is actually trying to share? Believe it or not, your cat may actually be trying to share. I know, that sounds suspiciously wholesome for a video that has already featured several dead animals. But hear me out. Cats have a reputation for being cold, independent, and only interested in humans when food is involved. And to be fair, your cat is very interested in food. But modern research suggests cats are often more social than we give them credit for. Many form strong bonds with their owners. They recognize familiar people. They can become stressed when separated from them, and some even follow their humans around the house like tiny, furry supervisors. So if your cat sees you as part of their family group, sharing resources isn't actually that strange. After all, humans do it all the time. If your friend was hungry, you might offer them a sandwich. Your cat has simply arrived at a slightly different solution. Perhaps father would enjoy this partially flattened pigeon. The important thing is that the intention may be surprisingly positive. In some cases, your cat may genuinely be bringing something valuable back to a member of their social group. Unfortunately, your cat's definition of valuable doesn't always line up with yours. While you'd probably prefer a birthday card or a gift voucher, your cat is working with a very different set of assumptions. As far as they're concerned, food is useful, food is important, food keeps you alive. Therefore, dead mouse. Logic checks out. But while this explanation is certainly more flattering than "your cat thinks you're incompetent," it still doesn't explain everything. Because many cats continue hunting even when they have no reason to. They're well fed, they're comfortable, they've got a warm bed, and yet they still spend their free time chasing anything small enough to fit in their mouth. Which raises an uncomfortable question. What if your cat isn't hunting because they need food? What if they're hunting because they enjoy it? Here's where things get a little strange. Most predators hunt because they have to. Hunting takes energy, it carries risks, and if a predator can avoid unnecessary work, it usually will. Your cat did not get that memo. Your cat can have a full bowl of food, a second bowl of food, several emergency treats, and somehow still find the motivation to sprint across the garden after a creature they have absolutely no intention of eating. Why? Because hunting isn't just about food. For cats, the hunt itself can be rewarding. The stalking, the chasing, the pouncing, the capture. All of these behaviors are powered by instincts that evolved long before cat flaps, central heating, and online grocery delivery. Your cat's brain is still running software that was installed thousands of years ago. The only difference is that the modern version gets room service. Scientists believe the act of hunting can trigger reward pathways in a cat's brain, making the activity enjoyable in its own right. In other words, your cat may hunt for the same reason humans play sports, solve puzzles, or spend 3 hours arguing with strangers on the internet, because they find it satisfying. This helps explain why even well-fed cats often continue catching birds, mice, insects, and anything else unfortunate enough to move at the wrong moment. Your cat isn't necessarily hungry. Your cat is entertained. Which is a slightly alarming thought when you remember that their favourite hobby involves ambushing wildlife from behind a flower pot. In fact, domestic cats are a bit of an evolutionary oddity. Most predators have to balance effort against survival. Your cat gets free food, free healthcare, free heating, free accommodation, and yet still insists on maintaining a side hustle as a freelance assassin. It's a remarkable level of commitment. But there's one final piece of the puzzle. Because sometimes your cat doesn't bring home a dead animal. Sometimes they bring home a live one. And somehow, that's even worse. As unpleasant as a dead animal can be, at least the situation is usually over. A live animal is a completely different story. Many cat owners have experienced that moment. You hear a strange noise, you turn around, and suddenly there's a very confused mouse sprinting across the living room while your cat watches proudly from a nearby chair, as if they've just organised a surprise event for the whole family. So why do some cats bring home live animals? Well, this is where the "your cat thinks you're useless" theory starts looking a lot more convincing. In the wild, mother cats don't just feed their kittens, they teach them. A dead animal is easy, an injured animal is harder. A live animal is the final exam. The kitten has to learn how to stalk, chase, and catch prey for itself. Some animal behavior experts think domestic cats may occasionally direct parts of this behavior toward their human families. In other words, your cat may not be presenting you with a mouse. Your cat may be presenting you with an opportunity that you are about to waste spectacularly. From your cat's perspective, the lesson is straightforward. I have provided the training material. What happens next is your responsibility. Unfortunately, humans tend to perform very poorly in these assessments. Instead of hunting the mouse, we usually scream, grab a container, and begin negotiations with the furniture. This does little to improve your cat's opinion of your abilities. Of course, we can't know exactly what's going through a cat's mind. Your cat may not literally believe you're a giant hairless kitten, but the behavior itself is strikingly similar to the way mother cats teach their young, which means that sometimes the mouse on your kitchen floor isn't a gift. It isn't food, and it isn't a trophy. It's homework. And according to your cat, you failed it. Repeatedly. So after all that, what's the real answer? Why does your cat bring you dead animals? The slightly frustrating answer is that it's probably not just one thing. Your cat may be following instincts that evolved long before humans started sharing their homes with tiny predators. Sometimes, they may be bringing prey back to what they see as a safe location. Sometimes, they may be sharing resources with a member of their social group. Sometimes, they may be acting on the same instincts that help mother cats teach their kittens how to hunt. And sometimes, your cat may simply be enjoying the hunt itself. The truth is that cats are complicated creatures. They can be affectionate and ruthless, lazy and athletic, adorable and mildly terrifying, often within the same 5-minute period. What makes cats so fascinating is that even after thousands of years living alongside humans, part of them remains wonderfully wild. Underneath the purring, the naps, and the relentless demands for food, there's still a predator running ancient software. A predator that can leap, stalk, ambush, and hunt with remarkable efficiency. A predator that, for reasons known only to itself, has decided to share a house with you. So the next time your cat proudly drops a mouse, pigeon, insect, or some other unfortunate victim at your feet, remember this. It might be a gift. It might be a lesson. It might be a food delivery. Or it might simply be your cat's way of saying, "Don't worry, I've got dinner covered." Which is generous, because judging by your hunting record, somebody had to. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more strange facts about the animals, people, and world around us. Thanks for watching.